Top of the day to you all. Welcome to Module 4 of PD 5202. In our last meetings, we had discussed the meaning of curriculum, elements of curriculum, components of curriculum, and what curriculum should entail. Today, we shall be talking about the different types of curriculum. There are different types of curriculum, but for the purpose of this lesson, we shall be talking about 5 of them. The first one is recommended curriculum. Recommended curriculum is the one recommended by the individual scholars, professional associations, and reform commissions. It also encompasses the curriculum requirement of policy-making groups, such as federal and state government. In essence, we are talking about the curriculum being used in most of our public schools, be it primary or secondary school. They come from the federal and state government. They are recommended curriculum that should be used across the publicly owned primary and secondary school. And the essence of this is to ensure uniformity in what the students at whatever level of that educational sector will be taught. The widespread use of technology in the nation's schools has influenced several of the professional associations to include in their recommendations aspects of technology across the curriculum. Advancing excellence in technological literacy in our school is vital because citizens of today must have a basic understanding of how technology affects their world and how they coexist with technology. So what are we talking about? We know we are living in the world of ICT. The kind of curriculum that has been recommended to both primary and secondary school level, that we can term recommended curriculum, is the basic technology. Basic technology. If you look at them, you see that at the primary school level and at the junior secondary school level, basic technology is a compulsory course. It's a compulsory subject alongside all other core subjects. And this basic technology is coming because of the changing trend in the educational line throughout the world. And that is why the associations, they recommended to the federal government and the state government that in order for Nigerian citizens to be technologically aware, basic technology should be introduced from the onset. Students need and deserve the opportunity to attain technological literacy through the educational process. You know what that means? It is by educational process that this technological literacy can be acquired. The other one is written curriculum. Written curriculum. The written curriculum is intended primarily to ensure that the educational goals of the system are being accomplished. It is a curriculum of control. Typically, the written curriculum is much more specific and comprehensive than the recommended curriculum, indicating the rationale that support the curriculum, the general goals to be accomplished, the specific objectives to be mastered, the sequence in which the objectives should be studied, and the kinds of learning activity that should be used. That is what is meant by written curriculum. The chief functions of written curricula seem to be 3 in nature. The first one, mediating. The second one, standardizing. And the third one, controlling. The first one, which is mediation, means written curriculum mediates between the ideals of the recommended curriculum and the realities of the classroom. It is one thing for curriculum experts to recommend something to be used across the school levels, and it's another thing for the experts, the teachers, to look at what is recommended and relate it to the reality on ground in the classroom. And that is why most times whenever a curriculum is sent down to the schools, the principal or the head teacher will call the teachers in charge to look at it and make their input. That's why we call it written curriculum. Often they are produced because of directives from a superintendent who is concerned that students in school A are studying a social studies curriculum or using a reading series quite different from those in section B and C. You get it now? So standardizing and centralizing curricula are often used by state government and school administrators as management tools to control what is taught. So the essence of written curriculum is to ensure that there is no disparity in the content of the curriculum of subjects. That is, there is no disparity in what you teach them. I mentioned school A and I also mentioned school B. What you teach them in English curriculum in school A must not be different from what you teach them of English curriculum in school B. So the written curriculum ensures uniformity too. Then we go to taught curriculum. The taught curriculum. The extent to which consonance exists between the written curriculum and the taught curriculum seems to vary considerably. At one extreme are those schools systems that claim to have achieved a high degree of consonance between the two by implementing curriculum alignment projects. What do we call curriculum alignment? After the curriculum start from the ministries, must have sent the curricula down to your school. You score, like I said the other time, you call the teachers involved to study it, and adapt it to the real situation, to your environment, the school environment. So in such a situation, a little to the left, a little to the right, then you meet at the midpoint. You not discard totally what is recommended in the curriculum, but at the same time, you not use it wholeheartedly, because using it wholeheartedly might negate or might work against the learning environment in your school. So you try to adapt. You adapt whatever is recommended in that curriculum to suit your own school environment. That is taught curriculum for you. At the other extreme are schools where a state of curricular anarchy exists. Each teacher develops his or her own curriculum with all sorts of disparate activities going on across the school. The other time I said the principal or a head teacher will call the teachers involved, they will adapt. That's a school. Another extreme is that the principal or the head teacher will leave the teachers to use their discretion. And in such a situation, there will be disparity in what they teach. So that is taught curriculum for you. The other one is tested curriculum. The tested curriculum is that set of learning that is assessed in teacher-made classroom tests. In state-developed curriculum relevant tests and in standardized tests. To what extent are these several types of tests related to the taught curriculum? It's related in two ways. First, there were early problems in test preparation. Tests previously concentrated on assessing student comprehension and memory of objective information, and their attempts to measure understanding of concept resulted in multi-choice items that really assess students' guessing ability. That is, when you say tested curriculum, you want to, this kind of curriculum is based on assessment. You teach your student by assessing them, not by really arranging the concept to be taught serially or in a sequence order. So what they're not saying is that some tests might be deformed in nature. So those tests might not be able to really measure what they are supposed to measure. The questions you might want to ask them at early stage might go contrary to the set objectives for the contents to be taught. Then secondly, research suggests that a gap is widening between standardized tests and what some instructors are teaching. The consequences of inadequate alignment and poor testing are serious. From a historical perspective, achievement was lower in schools where there was not a close fit between what was taught and what was tested. Like I said the other time, some school, they will ask you to set questions even before you teach your student. And you must have set the question, and you must have forgotten what you said. And by the time the teaching starts per se, you may not finish the contents of the curriculum. And you must have set your question above what you have taught eventually. So, tested curriculum is not all that the best to make use of. The last one we want to discuss here is the learned curriculum. The learned curriculum. The term learned curriculum is used here to denote all the changes in values, perceptions, and behavior that occur as a result of school experiences. After you must have, before you teach your student, you must have set out the objective. At the end of the lesson or at the end of this term, students should be able to so. Are you getting it now? So when you say learned curriculum, it's tailored towards achieving the set objective. That is what changes have occurred in the lives of your students after teaching them. So that's what is meant by learned curriculum. As such, it includes what the student understands, learns, and retains from the intentional curriculum and the hidden curriculum. You will get more detailed information of all this in your module handout. Until when we meet next to discuss Module 5, do have a great day.